Scorpio, let's have a look and see what comes up in regards to love. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, love. Okay, there's definitely a situation here, and I sort of predicted it with the Tower. With the Hangman, the Tower, the Seven of Swords. There is a situation here where things definitely will be turned upside down in love, okay? It's either things are rushing, there's someone rushing to get into something, and this is only going to lead to something big or explosive or very climactic. So it's important that you slow things down, and if it's this person that's rushing, maybe you need to take your time, maybe you need to say something, maybe you just need to be less available, less accessible. If the roles are reversed and this is them feeling this way about you, you might notice them, pull back a little bit, pull the brakes here. But I often associate the Seven of Swords with deception. It is someone either keeping something from you, or someone's choosing not to express things accurately or completely. And I wouldn't say there's a hidden agenda. Well, for some of you there is, and I sort of mentioned in the general, all the signs are there. Whether this is red flags in a person, for example, if you're dating a person or you've just married them and you're starting to see things about them, or even if you've been together for a very long time, there could be something here that they're withholding, okay? And you're very intuitive, Scorpio, so I feel like in conjunction with the signs and your own intuition and ability to feel things out, I feel like you know something is up, okay? Something is coming up quite peculiar. It could be an air sign here. You did have two air cards, which could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So if it's not an air sign here, it could indicate someone's not communicating something with you. They're laying it to rest, or they're avoiding it, okay? And when we avoid things, they bubble up to the surface and they end up coming back in very explosive ways, in very detrimental ways that can impact negatively on the relationship. So I feel self-expression and honesty is very important themes for you in regards to love, okay? It might be that someone's hiding that they have another person, okay? It could be that someone's hiding that they have an addiction. It could be that someone feels a different way than they say they do, and they're not willing to disclose their true intentions or their true emotions or how they're feeling. Look, maybe they're scared. Maybe they're going through a lot. Maybe they don't want to say anything too soon. And maybe there's a message here that you need to give... not that it's the notion of redemption, but you need to give someone a proper chance. Because I mentioned exiting something too quickly. You need to understand why they're acting the way they're acting. And this is not going to be easy. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's telling us that we need to contemplate and reflect on things and look how far we've come and sort of add up the bigger picture here, Scorpio. There's some investigating that you might be doing into this person. Now, it could be some stalking, okay, on social media, for example, nothing illegal. It could be you trying to piece things together or trying to match the puzzle pieces up again in some way, shape, or form here, because it's going to add up to a bigger picture. And that's the need for your understanding here, okay? You do have Aries energy, okay? Aries energy has come up with the Magician. Aries was seen as the god of war in Roman mythology, conflict, opposition. So there is potentially some heated arguments or something that your partner or your mate or whoever it is that you're seeing might oppose. They might be disapproving of something that you're doing. They might be very quick to judge something that you're doing, whether or not they're in Aries. There's an Aries energy around you, and it's a very powerful energy, okay? Aries is a powerful sign in the sense where it's quite commanding, it loves a challenge, it's quite dominant, and it can rule that oppositioning, okay? So the fact that that's coming up around your relationships could show that you might be locking horns with someone, okay? And differences of opinion, the way you do things. I mean, not for all of you. For some of you, the Magician is a beautiful new beginning, okay? He's the pioneer, he's the initiator. So it can definitely symbolize a new romance that's coming in around you, okay? It can, because Aries energy is deeply deterministic, it can be someone who's very relentless to come into your life or to get back into your life, Scorpio. And you might just see them weasel their way in, okay? There's something that they're going to do. The Magician is very tactful. The way he does things, he can be seen as manipulative because he changes the way we see things for our entertainment. He changes them to please us, to make us happy, to make us feel a certain way. That is his intention. And look, that's how he gets his rocks off. So I feel like there could be someone here acting this sort of way for their own intentions or to sort of butter you up a little bit here, Scorpio. But for some of you, you might stop talking to someone, okay? You might stop communicating, you might block each other. There's some sort of communication that you might be laying to rest. Could be an air sign. Could be the Aries here as well. And fire. But definitely shake-ups. You know, the Tower card is also an electric connection that just has you feeling buzzed. So some of you, you might be coupled up with someone. You might be married. You know, you might not be interested in anyone else, but there might be someone who comes in and is sort of orbiting around you. And there's an underlying attraction here and you both feel it. It's absolutely mutual. And it can lead to something a little bit naughty. So I want you just to be mindful of these things this month, Scorpio. Okay? Let's have a look and see what's coming up in career and business, however. Let's see what's coming up for the sign of Scorpio in career, money, creative pursuits, things you're working towards. Okay. There's definitely patience that's required in a situation. The Hangman and the Temperance. Something is going to be delayed and you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. You're not going to be happy about it, Scorpio. You might be a little bit disappointed, frustrated, but again, conflict is coming up, opposition, and even competition in regards to career and creative pursuits. The Nine of Swords can really indicate anxiousness, nervousness, being kept up at night, having a lot of work stresses that could affect you or that you might take home with you, okay? It's important that you find balance and mediation in your work situations, whether this is between colleagues, working schedules, business and leisure. There's some sort of balance or equilibrium that needs to be employed, needs to be implemented in your creative or professional pursuits. Okay, so it's important you remember that. This is Sagittarius and Leo energy, so some of you might have a Leo or a Sag coming in around in the workplace. Sagittarius energy does rule truthfulness and being very direct. Okay, so there's, again, I'm coming back to direction here. Seeking direction, wanting direction, needing validation or clarification to get direction. That could be coming up for a lot of you in regards to work or creative pursuits. The Queen of Wands is here, which is Leo energy. Now, Leo energy is all about leadership, leading the pact, becoming a manager, becoming a senior, becoming employed in a situation where you are seen as the top dog. For a lot of you, there's management opportunities or potential promotions coming up this month. It can also be a manager who's around you or working closely. Maybe they're micromanaging you. Maybe they're keeping an eye on you. Maybe they have something to offer you. But there is someone here who is around you, but they're a level above somehow. The Queen of Wands is quite superstitious as well, and she's very open-minded. So open-mindedness comes. Maybe you need to keep an open mind in a situation. Maybe you need to be more receptive to other people's ideas, but openness is an important theme for you this month, especially if you're working in collaborative environments, because there's going to be a lot of disagreement and there could potentially be a lot of opinions and a lot of different ways to do things, or especially to lay down foundations. Now, the Five of Wands is showing us a lack of cohesion, the inability of people to work smoothly together, or the dysfunction of a large group of people. A team setting, a collaborative working environment, a business setting, there's lack of functionality here, and a lot of things are going to be one-sided. Again, balance and equilibrium is very important in your career or in your creative pursuits. There might be an earth sign here that comes in and mediates things. Also legalities. Some of you that are after work compensation or money that you're entitled to from bonuses or money that's been tied in or hasn't been received by you, dividends if you're waiting for these things. It could be that they are coming, absolutely. It could also be that legalities are becoming involved. Lawyers, the IRS, the ATO, organizations that deal with businesses, okay, in a legal sense, or a government agency that's potentially going to intervene in the business on your behalf, for example, or come in and shake things up a bit. It can be the laws of justice as well, okay? So some of you, the company you're working for, your business, you might face some legal disputes this month in Feb, okay? But you will be getting help or aid. Some of you might be getting financial help. Now, this could be through a creditor. This could be through a loan. This could be through a friend. It could be through an investor. But there could be aid and generosity that's coming in around you. Generosity with hours, generosity with pay, generosity with benefits. But things are given here with the Six of Pentacles. Things are given, and they're resources. They're physical things that are donated or given or extracted or invested to you or in whatever it is that you're currently doing. So that's also a highly likely event here during this time. But Leo is also competition in the sense where the lion is competitive for being in the top position. So I'm really seeing like you're either going to uncover your competitors, talk or liaise with competitors, or understand who your market is or who your competition is in one sense. I feel like there's a lot of that coming up. That could be quite a central theme in work. Competing against co-workers. It might be a new role that opens up internally, for example, and you might be competing for the same recognition or the same role, or something along these lines here. So that's quite interesting that has come up, but it could have a lot to do with what's happening in the business or in the company. But definitely I feel like that's a central theme for a lot of you Scorpios. I will leave your extended at that. I do hope it's been helpful and insightful in some ways here, Scorpio. So I do appreciate you logging into Vimeo and having a look at this reading. I do hope it's given you more information or clarity. Thank you again for watching. It really does mean a lot.